Hi, this is Karen with InspiredByGraham.com. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm showcasing the In Good Taste Designer Series paper with this cute card using the medium daisy punch. So the In Good Taste Designer Series paper is currently on sale until the end of October 2020. So make sure you grab a pack of this gorgeous wood grain paper. I'm using Smoky Slate, Basic Gray, and the Whisper White and Bumble Bee cardstock. So let's get started creating the card. For the stamp set, I've chosen to use Itty Bitty Birthdays. So that's a nice little birthday set that has really nice sentiments and also small ones too that you can create tags with. All right, so the consumables here, I've got a piece of Smoky Slate cardstock. This is cut 8.5 by 5.5. I've already pre-scored it at 4 1/4. My inside panel is Whisper White, and this is cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I've got Basic Gray, again the same size as the Whisper White, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I've got the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, which is cut 3 3/4 by 5. And on the back side is just kind of a darker gray. So we're going to go with the wood grain. This isn't wood grain, it's actually tiles here. But we're going to just adhere this down to the basic gray with an 1/8 of an inch border on all 4 sides. So I'm just going to use my Stamp and Seal to add the adhesive around all 4 sides of the back of that card Designer Series paper. And then I'm just going to grab the lower corner and add that right down to the basic gray. Now this is going to get adhered to the Smoky Slate. Again, I'm just going to add my adhesive on all 4 sides. And then I'm going to just look at the Designer Series paper to see if I like it going this way or the other way. I like it going this way just because there's darker tile pieces down below. And now I'm just going to center this on the Smoky Slate card base, just like that. Okay, so the next piece is the Bumble Bee Circle here. And if you can see, I did pre-emboss it with the Ornate Floral Embossing Folder. I used the Stampin' Cut and Emboss to do this. And here's the piece that I've already cut. I just used a scrap, and as you can see, I've already punched the first one out. So I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to punch out a piece of that beautiful embossed paper. All right, so that is all done. And then this is going to go right here. So we'll just take our adhesive again. And let me just advance it. There, okay, and there we go. And now I'm just going to adhere it about, I don't know, a little less than half on the way up. So we've got that on there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the daisies. I've got a scrap of Whisper White, and I've got the medium daisy punch. This is a must-have in your craft room. If you don't have it, you should have it. And you can order it from my online store. Here we go. We need 4 to create the daisy, and it makes it a fuller daisy by stacking them. So you'll need some glue dots to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue dot and my daisy and add a glue dot to the back side. And then I'm just going to simply adhere it right over this other one, just filling in the gaps there so it's much fuller. So then again, we'll do the next one. Take your daisy, add a glue dot, and then we're going to add it right to this one here to create our second daisy. Now, to create the center of that daisy, I used Basic Gray, and I used a retired punch. This is the 1/2 inch circle punch. So I like to keep punches like this in my craft room, just like for an occasion to create the center of this card. So I'm going to just take another glue dot, add it to the center, And we'll repeat that process for the other one. Now we're going to add the daisies to the card. So this one here is just going to get adhered with, I'm going to use a couple glue dots just because it's embossed. It's going on embossed paper and you just might need a little bit more adhesive. So I'm just going to add this one right about here. Now this daisy here is going to get popped up with a dimensional. Got a dimensional here and we're just going to add it to the back side. Press the backing so that will release much easier. Now this one's going to get layered right over top. Now we're going to do some stamping. We're going to create that banner. I've got a piece of the basic gray and it's cut 1/2 inch by 3 7/8. I've got basic gray ink, which is the same exact color as that cardstock. And I'm using Let's Celebrate You. And I'm going to stamp it kind of in the middle here. Just like that. Okay. Now it's going to go on right here. And this is actually a little bit too big. So I'm thinking I cut that one a little bit smaller as it was most likely a piece of scrap. So that's okay. We'll still work with this one. And this is going to get added right down here. And it is going to match edge to edge of that basic gray. So I'm just going to add my adhesive to the back side of that stamped banner, slide it up underneath that daisy, and I'm going to add it right edge to edge and then adhere it down. Okay, and now mine is going over just a little bit, so what you can do if that happens to you is just take your paper snips, and I'm just going to roll this up just a little bit, and I'm just going to snip off most likely a 1/16 of an inch. No one will ever know that we just did that, except for whoever's watching this video. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of finish off the card. I have already made ahead of time on my glue dots here a double bow using the linen thread, and I've got it on a glue dot here. So I'm just going to pinch that center. I'm going to add it right down here. Let's actually, I'm going to move it over just a little bit over here to fill in that gap and give it a good press. Now I'm going to take my paper snips here and I'm going to trim those tails down so they're much smaller than what they are right now. And then we're going to stamp on the inside panel. Again, we're going to use that basic gray, and I'm going to be stamping It's Your Day right in the middle. All right, and then we're just going to add adhesive to the back side of that inside panel. And we'll open up our card here, add it down, centered, and call it good. All right, so the last two touches are the wink of Stella and some gold glitter dots. So I'm going to add the wink of Stella, and I'm just going to add some right in the middle. I just thought that that card needed a little bit more shine to it. So we're going to add that. Just adds a little bit of sparkle to that daisy. If you want, you can add a little bit more sparkle to the petals of the daisy as well. Just be careful that you don't carry down the gray that's in that cardstock, because that can definitely happen. Just light brush strokes using the wink of Stella. All right, so now I mentioned I was going to add some of those gold glitter dots. So I keep mine in a clear case that Stampin' Up! Does sell. And I'm gonna grab a small sheet that I have, and I'm gonna use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just gonna grab 3, and all different sizes, doesn't really matter. Add 2 down here, and then I'm gonna add a final one right up the top. All right, so that is the card we created using the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. This is one I created with you, and then here's the one I created just a little bit different with a smaller sized banner. So for all your stampin' needs, you can visit me at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.